clicked it as well.
I didn't think we're doing it. Alright, my bad.
We're up. We're there. We're there.
Alright, I'll leave you
We're
to
there.
it.
We did it.
Heck yeah. Okay, so the video game I'm playing right now is Glover on Nintendo 64. You play as a glove, and it's for Nintendo 64. It's a pretty good game. And my file name is Lemon, in dedication to the person who cheated by tossing a run. Caked Lemon. Gosh bless his soul. You said you're ready on time, right?
So yes, sir.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. So yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. To start off, there's a unskippable cutscene. There's a skippable cutscene and then an unskippable cutscene. It's a pretty good start to the game, not gonna lie. So right here, in like 10 seconds, some dialogue's gonna pop up. It's from Mr. Tip, he's my boy. Sadly we never talked to him again. So you saw me change the camera during that. I accidentally turned it too far to the right. But ideally, you want to turn it slightly right so you can hold down and jump to the ball. So you saw me jumping. The reason I was jumping when I did not have my ball is because it's the fastest form of movement. Mr. Potts with 2 T's knows that for a fact, because he told it in my other marathon run like 20 times. Here I'm doing it again because it's fast. So now we're in the first world, Atlantis. In Atlantis, there's water. Water is slow. I do not want to be in water, so I will be avoiding water at all costs. So I should probably explain. I meant to mention it earlier, but when I'm on my ball, I'm going to be doing a tactic called L canceling. It's really fast, very strategic. You mash L, you go fast. I don't really know why. You just kind of get a speed boost when you change your stance on your ball. Here I did a cutscene skip by pressing C up. Overwrites the cutscene that's supposed to play when you hit a switch. I'll be doing that a bunch, so whenever you see me go into C up, it's most likely for a cutscene. So here's a giant sequence break. You can just kind of bounce that corner and skip half the level. Maybe not half, but you skip a bit. Here's another big sequence break. You're not supposed to change your ball to a bowling ball, because, I don't know, developers are dumb. They didn't realize you could change the ball. Normally you have to hit a switch, and that's really slow.
Yes. So,
we don't hit the switch. And now coming up here is another really big sequence break. It's called Bounce Round. You'll see why it's called Bounce Round. It's pretty complex. So you stop your ball up here. Normally you're supposed to hit a switch to make this water wheel go around, but instead, you bounce around. Where's the 5th finger? See, I wish I could tell you, but it's classified information. So now we enter a giant flying whale. It's a whale attached to a hot air balloon. So that finishes up the first world, or the levels of the first world rather. Here's the boss. This game has some pretty epic bosses. So the first boss is a whale, and on top of that whale is a crab, and on top of that crab is a fish. But it's a flying fish. Oh no, it's a disaster. So ideally your ball doesn't get launched halfway across the map, but it's okay, I recovered flawlessly. So here I'm going to knock the fish up, because the final phase of the boss is dependent on how high up he is. The higher he is, the faster he falls. So there, he fell pretty fast. And yeah. Oh no. We're good. You're on the wrong account. How could you do this to me, Rye Guy? How could you? I mean, Rigui. What a good ult. So yeah, that finishes up the first world. I want to return my ball to the fountain. So the story of the game is like, this wizard's making a potion, and he fucks up really bad, and
Yes.
he turns himself to stone. So now we have to go get all the balls around, and it's no good. It's no good. Oh, yeah. So coming up next is Carnival. You can actually choose two worlds between going to Carnival or Pirates, but Pirates second, or doing Pirates first is for babies, like Christopher Voodoo. So I do Carnival first, because I'm a man. So coming up is a pretty good trick. If I miss it, I'd lose like a minute and a half, so let's not miss it. This is not the cool trick. Well, that's tiny time save. You just skip the conveyor belt by going up that ramp that way. I'm not gonna hit the checkpoint because I'm not gonna mess this up. So here is a trick. No, no, that's not the trick. This is disaster. Okay, we're good. Except 6:30, let's say. Okay, so yeah, if you just hold your ball above the chicken when he jumps into you, you fly. It's pretty cool. And this would be useless in any other stage, but normally you have to enter a rocket and go way up in the sky to end the level. But instead of just having the trigger inside the rocket, like smart developers, they were like, hey, let's just make a giant trigger up in the sky. And yeah, so I'm going up to that trigger right now. You see there's the end, but I'm going to go up a bit higher just to be sure. Here's a trick called BBZ, or BBC if you're American, and done. You can maintain your height if you press BBZ. You do a dribble animation. So Glover falls slower, but your ball falls really fast. And when you press B again, your ball just teleports back up to you, so you keep height. It's cool. Here's a trick called A-Bounce. It was found by Chris Boodle. Goss bless Chris Boodle. Goss bless. Oh man. Okay. So we do it to bounce over that fence, and then we can just kind of L-cancel to the very end. Because the level is a giant circle. Here's another A-bounce, and the last A-bounce in the run. This time I jump into the ball, because you get slightly more height, and you can make it over that fence. Because for whatever reason, that fence is slightly taller. No one knows why. Oh no, I'm not dead. We're good. God bless. I said Goss bless. G-O-S. Come on. It's a new craze. I might have screwed up. I did. So if you mash A during the cutscene to a boss, you check your ball. You can kind of just buffer an input. You can buffer the C buttons and you can buffer B and A. And I just so happened to buffer A. So here's a cool trick I found that I'm probably going to miss. So you can clip with the bowling ball. I'll explain it more later because I'll be doing it later. And you clip into this wall and you hit the button while it's out of bounds. It skips an animation. And I actually got it, so yeah. Then you just have to hit the giant bell and a piano falls on the clown and kills him. It's kind of sad. Get on the... Okay, we're good. That was actually a pretty decent carnival. Aside from Carnival 1. Which makes it not so decent. So here, instead of returning my ball, I'm going to be doing something called ball storage. It saves like 2 seconds over the course of the run. Actually, it saves like 10, I guess, because it saves a bit of time on the second part of the overworld. But right now it only saves like a second. So if you slap your ball into a loading zone, the game makes the ball disappear because it's like, oh no, that's bad, you lost your ball, you soft block. And I use that to be able to L-cancel in the overworld. Like I said, it doesn't save much time, but it's something. So welcome to Pirates. Bad runners like Chris Woodle hate pirates, but smart people like me, smart, good, clever speedrunners understand that pirates is the easiest world in the game. So there I did it, or I bounced my ball underwater. It's a trick found by our boy Cranky. Rest in peace, Crankenstein. He's been speed dead since 2014, I want to say. He's an OG glove boy, so I had to give him a shout out. It's called Christ Fly. For whatever reason, if you bounce your ball underwater, you just get a bunch of height when you resurface. So here's a trick where we skip a ship, or skip the lighthouse, I guess. We're also skipping a ship, but you don't really see the ship because it's way below level. And here's another skip, just by doing bounce. There's a lot of tiny skips, and by tiny I mean kind of big skips in terms of the level, but you can't really tell they're big skips because they're so easy to do. Like everyone is, you're right. Yeah, nobody actively runs Glover. At least none of the old boys do. Blunt Bunny has been running recently, to my knowledge, unless he stopped, but I mean, he got a PB not too long ago. Oh yeah, here's a trick called Voodoo Cycle. I'm probably gonna miss it and lose like 40 seconds. Okay. That's the hard part. Or supposed to be the hard part. You do a giant bounce and it skips you right to the end platform, but this door isn't open because you never hit the switch, so you have to do a barrier clip, and if you miss it, your ball usually rolls off, you die, and everyone's sad, but I did not miss it because I'm a good gamer. I'm fast. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. This level has a banger pigeon solo that we're probably not going to hear because I'm actually kind of fast at the game now. And by that I mean I'm probably going to hear it actually because I'm rusty and bad, but you know. Here's a trick called Roof Bounce. It's one of the older tricks in the game, and I missed it because I suck. Basically, normally you have to go down below and make stairs appear, but that's really slow, so instead, you bounce off the roof. But I'm not bouncing. Disaster. There we go. It's kind of precise where you need to be, but usually once you do it enough, it becomes muscle memory, but I suck, so. Oh no. Here's a trick called Early Cycle. I'm probably going to miss it. You can't see up when you're on the button, you have to do it slightly before you're off the edge. And just let momentum carry you. Because the button's like right next to the place you fall off from. So you'd normally bounce before you could hit C up. Yeah. So here is the boss for this world. It's a bunch of monkeys. And I hate grind monkeys, so I'm going to skip this boss entirely. I don't want to waste my time with no grind monkey. So you see back there is a chest. We have a trick named Ship Clip, even though it's not a ship. So if you turn your ball into the marble, go over here and just bounce, you can clip in. Sadly I missed it, so I'm going to do a setup that our boy Dark AC Chess found. Chess Master and Glover Master, and you can just kind of clip in. What is the best speed game? It is in Ratchet & Clank 2. It's the second best speed game, but it's not the best. I'm playing the best speed game right now, come on. And Ratchet & Clank 2 is the second best speed game because I love random loads in my video game. I love stuff I can't control. It's the sound of a good speed game. Yes! Oh yeah, I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but I return the castle whenever I return a ball, because it's a second faster than walking out. And here I'm returning 2 balls, because if you remember I did ball storage, and if you can count past 1, you'll realize 1 plus 1 is 2. So yeah, and that finishes up the first half of the game. That was actually a pretty decent half. 14 minutes something. Pretty good. So coming up next is Fear, or if you want to be politically correct, it's Fortress of Fear. No one seems to know this world's actually called Fortress of Fear. It's a really fun fact. Hope you had fun learning. I'm in 2 out of the 3 Glover records. Yeah, shout out to Dark AC Chess. He's probably the real glove god now. But I mean, I have AML, and AML is the best category. So my record counts for like 10. I also have a bunch of miscellaneous world records because miscellaneous categories are more fun. Okay, that's not good. So I'm going to be attempting a skip here. I guess it's just called coffin skip. I don't know. It's really just a cycle skip. I got it. You basically have to out-cancel that corner really tight, and you can make it. So here's the beach ball. The beach ball is kind of broken because it's such a big ball, and the bigger your ball is, the easier it is to BBZ and gain height. Okay. And that's exactly what I did. Also, the beach ball naturally has low gravity, so it just kind of makes it super easy to abuse. I'll be using it once more in Fear, and sadly it won't appear ever again. It's a really cool potion. Here's another kind of cool skip that I'm probably gonna miss. Let's find out. Okay, no, I didn't. You can cut that corner because that wall just kind of doesn't exist. There's no N64. I'm gonna wait here and play it safe. Normally I'd try and make that cycle, but I'm scared. No, no. Oh no. Here you have to kill a mummy to open the door. You could clip into this technically, but it's not really any faster. That's how you roll off the edge. It's a pretty good strat. So this level's actually, I want to say extremely easy. Like, it's kind of hard, but it really isn't. I just suck. Luckily, it's based on a cycle, so I'm only missing 1 cycle. Assuming I can get over there still kind of fast. I missed 2, didn't I? I missed 2 cycles. Oh no. Oh no. We're good. So yeah, I lost like 20 seconds to dying because I'm bad, but what can you do about it? So here's the beach ball again. Now we used to do this kind of cool looking trick called Fear Fly, but it turns out old runners are just really dumb and it's not any faster. So I'm going to be doing this cool strat that's intentional, where I go in this teleporter. Normally you have to hit switch or a switch to make those spikes go away, but you can just kind of bounce over it because you know they don't take up the entire area. And you just go over here. I don't want to be close to that dynamite. So when he blows up, he just kind of owns you, launches you halfway across the map. And I am done Fear, except for Fear Boss, but Fear Boss is pretty epic. You'll see why. The movement in this game. Yeah, this movement is hecka good. I recommend anyone who has this game to learn it as a speedrun. The greatest decision you can make in your life. Trust me. So here's Frankenstein. Normally this boss kind of sucks because it's a giant puzzle and you have to make stairs out of these blocks. I'm basically yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Okay. I'm basically saying hee hee, hee hee, hee hee. Even though it's hee hee, hee hee. Is dumb, just like me. Okay. That's how you mess up Fear Boss. It's really easy, but I suck. Whatever. So I'll explain the trick, I guess. So I'm going to ground pound the same platform twice, And this one is one right before the. Oh my god! Ah! Okay, so I'm gonna ground pound the platform twice, the same one over here. Get up there, dude! I swear this boss is easy, dude. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna ground pound this one twice. It's the one right before the bottom, so ground pounding it twice underflows it. There we go. It underflows the platform goes to the top. This run was going so well. At least for a marathon run. Okay, whatever. I guess I'm never getting a 29 in a marathon. Oh. Okay. So yeah, you want to get the ball up to the top, and because you can only do it on the side one, at least right off the start, you have to slap the ball, and I just happened to slap it at the wrong angle, which is something that can happen when doing it on the left side. But we're good. We're good. As you can see, I got it third try, which is basically first. The platform clipped me, dude. I weren't a disgrace until now. Oh no. Okay, so yeah, that platform can clip you. So don't get clipped. See, I'm doing ball storage again because going over to the fountain is really out of the way. Okay. Oh yes, here is prehistoric. I'm pretty sure it's just called prehistoric so they could put a bunch of different styles of levels together, because these levels don't really feel like they're from the same world, but they are. So here's a snow level. You can climb up slopes when you have snow on your ball, but it has to be a certain amount. Like, this is way too much snow. Someone is just not even attempting the second one. You can climb those mountains, and you're normally not supposed to be able to. That's not how you break. Okay, whatever. Here you break ice, and to do that you need your bowling ball out. Bowling ball is slow. Please translate YP's awful commentary. Oh no. Don't do me like the Smelk. Okay, so here you bounce across lava, because it's faster. And here I want to be off screen for as long as possible, because boulders don't spawn until the camera is kind of close. Like there. So. Oh no, dude! Okay, we're good. I got the one up. We're not good. We're good. Okay. So, that's not normally how you're supposed to beat the level. That wasn't a skip. That would be faster in like a TAS scenario where you just kind of do that blindly, but that's not fast. But it was a pretty cool looking recovery, so I'll take it. And here, there's a trick you can do called early cycle, but no one does it. Once Rack 2 New Game Plus World Record, when I want to play Ratchet & Clank 2. I could have probably got it with that bounce, dude. That was a wild bounce. Oh man. I was not prepared. But yeah, this trick would have saved somewhere around 20 seconds, like 18. But no one can get it consistently. No one. By no one I mean the 3 people who have tried. Let's see, I've tried for multiple hours, Voodle's tried for multiple hours, and Chess has probably tried for multiple hours. I don't know that for sure. But if he was smart, he would. Oh. Oh, question mark? I agree. So, here's a dinosaur. He's Jump Jet Rex. If you know that game, then you're based. If you don't know that game, you're not based, but I forgive you. So, he's a dinosaur, he has Nikes on, and he's wearing Ray-Bans. Also, he has a jetpack. I should probably mention that. Glove. The evil glove does. The evil glove is kind of really strong compared to us. We're weak. What do we have? We have a ball. A rubber ball. Useless. So yeah, that's prehistoric. As you can tell, it was prehistory. Haha. It's freaking Jump Jet Rex, dude. Okay, so coming up is the last world of the speedrun. I know you guys are probably so sad. This run has been amazing. But all good things must come to an end. So after I return this spell, we're going to go to Out of This World, aka Space. Space has the coolest gimmick, because everything's low gravity. So... okay. So yeah. Space over here. Fun fact, if you're doing any percent, you'd be going to space first by doing a trick called Space Early. And Space Early is a trick that's not fun. I'd explain it, but just thinking about it makes my blood boil. I'm filled with rage. I'm shaking right now. Also, space is the only world where you start off with the ball on the first level. Normally you have to jump to your ball, but here it's just like, okay, here's your ball. So, normally this level is really long, you have to get a robot to break down the door, but they put a fan right over here, and the back of this mountain has no hitbox whatsoever, so you can just kind of go around with the fan, and you skip the whole level. Mario 64 run's really interesting, I agree. So, this level is supposed to be a speedrun normally, but normally you're not supposed to be able to L cancel, so normally you'd have to hit a bunch of switches to get to the end, but I'm fast, so as you can tell. There you go. That was kinda slow. But I mean, I got into the end goal off screen. And here's the final actual level of the game. It's really sad. Here's a cool trick. That skips a good portion of the beginning. Here's another cool trick if I can pull it off. That skips that magnet. If you look to the right, you can't really see it actually, but there's a magnet. Normally you have to use your marble and use the magnet and bring your ball somewhere to activate a switch, but instead we do that. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, we're good. Here's a trick called glass clip, except it's not a trick because no one can get it consistently, so I'm not gonna do it. And yeah. This is NBA 2K19. Get it right, God. So here's the finale. This feels like I've had enough. So he makes this toy robot gigantic. But he doesn't enter that toy robot. He actually made it for us, because he's a nice guy. So here you can make an early cycle. This was just kind of found recently, but I missed it. So I'll stand here. So if you go properly with the marble, you can barely make a cycle. And it says like a second or two. Here's this really cool RNG manipulation. It's not a cutscene, not whatsoever. Don't worry. Do not worry, we are good. So yeah, he actually enters this giant robot that he was hiding. Now this robot should kick our ass because he has rockets, spiders, and a bunch of other stuff. But you know, it doesn't. So here's the quick kill. You have to alternate between the two arms. Let's see if I can get it. That ball went over. This is a disaster. This is not the quick kill. This is not the quick kill. This is not the quick kill. Okay. That might kill him before he goes up. Okay. He didn't go up. We're good. We're good. So, yeah. That's the final boss. One game. Hello, Shaz. And now the evil glove is like, because you know he got owned. Because we owned him. Oh yeah, time's coming up in like 10 seconds. So now time will end as soon as I enter the fountain again. I'm returning the last ball, and then we get an epic end cutscene. Time.
31:09.
Hell yeah. I'm a goddamn beast.
Amazing.
Yeah, can you watch the credits? They're only 15 minutes.
I think we'll skip that for now.
Okay, but there's an epic ending
It'll be a
cutscene.
bonus run.
A bonus run? Hell yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, this cutscene owns.
Oh, okay. We'll leave it on then.